Thanks, Mr Speaker. My question's to the Prime Minister. More than a year ago, Industry Minister number 6 out of the 8 industry ministers for this government announced Australia would be producing its own mRNA vaccines by now. Since then, there have been several announcements promising further announcements, and yet nothing has happened. Why not?
The Prime Minister has.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And the Minister for Industry may wish to add to the answer. Mr Speaker, we've been progressing strongly with both discussions we've been having with CSL and Moderna in relation to the manufacturing of mRNA vaccines here in Australia. This is not a capability that other countries have, other than those who had it prior, Mr Speaker, to the commencement of this pandemic. And we're looking forward to those negotiations to now proceed to the next level. I've been having constructive discussions with premiers, Mr Speaker, about the support that they can provide also for this facility. This is an important capability, not just in relation to COVID vaccines, for which Australia is well supplied, and particularly in relation to booster shots, Mr Speaker, but the role that mRNA vaccines can play into the future. The suggestion by those opposite that this is something that could already been established here, Mr Speaker, is simply false. It's simply false, Mr Speaker, and we are progressing well with this initiative, working with those who have that capability, and we look forward to it being brought to Australia.
The Minister has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the Prime Minister for offering me the opportunity to add to his answer. And of course, Australian manufacturer has already delivered 25 million vaccines, Mr Speaker. Delivered 25 million vaccines, and there's potential to manufacture many more. Now, this is all about making sure we have control over our own destiny, Mr Speaker, and that's why we're also, on top of those 25 million vaccines that have been manufactured in this country, developing a pathway to develop our own onshore manufacturing capability for mRNA. That has two core benefits, Mr Speaker. First of all, of course, it ensures us against future pandemics and indeed variants, as we're seeing now, but also it builds an industry capability and the jobs opportunity that comes with that, Mr Speaker. And we know we are well positioned to build capacity in this very high potential area of science. Now, Mr Speaker, to get the best deal for Australia,
the Minister will resume his seat. The member for Chifley.
Speaker, with respect, we don't need the background. Direct relevance. When is it happening? That is what I ask.
The member for Chifley will resume his seat. The Minister has the call. The Minister is being relevant.
Well, thank you, Mr Speaker. As I was saying, we're taking a two-part approach. We're having discussions with Moderna, who manufacture one of only 2 approved mRNA products in the world. I've personally spoken with the head of Moderna and in Australia and the chief executive globally, Mr Speaker. And secondly, we approached the market for proposals from industry and are asking what support they would need from government. We're working through that process thoroughly now, Mr Speaker. Now, this is important for Australia, it's important for manufacturing, and it's an important part of ensuring that we can control our own destiny, Mr Speaker, and we're getting on with the job.